Elon Musk's wild plan for AI data centers in space. Everyone thinks Elon Musk has the world in the palm of his hand with Starlink's internet and SpaceX's rockets. But his actual master plan is far wilder than we imagined, and it's not just about space. Musk wants to redefine everything, from how we drive and consume energy to the very way we think. Behind all the noise, he is quietly building something massive. It's not just a car. It's not just a rocket. It's an empire. According to Musk, to sustain the AI revolution, we have to leave the planet. This is where his vision of deploying nearly 1 million satellites into orbit comes in. This isn't just about merging companies. It's a plan to move the destiny of AI, and perhaps humanity, off-world. So, are we looking at the work of a genius or a madman? Let's dive into the secrets behind this colossal vision, fueled by SpaceX's staggering $1.5 trillion valuation. While the AI boom is changing our lives, it's also pushing the planet to the brink of an energy crisis. Training and running massive language models like ChatGPT consumes an unbelievable amount of electricity. Today's data centers already use as much power as entire cities, or even some countries. And this is just the beginning. As the demand for AI skyrockets, building enough data centers to satisfy this appetite is becoming nearly impossible. But energy isn't the only issue. These massive armies of computers generate terrifying amounts of heat. The water and energy spent just to keep them cool is an environmental disaster in its own right. Moreover, finding the land to build these computer farms is getting harder by the day. In short, the brains of AI, the data centers, have hit the physical limits of our planet. Elon Musk believes this is unsustainable and that there is only one way to scale AI in the long run: look up. Musk claims that within 2 to 3 years, space will be the cheapest place for AI processing. Of course, many industry experts think this timeline is overly optimistic, suggesting that initial tests won't be feasible before 2027-2028. Nevertheless, Musk argues that insisting on Earth-based solutions will only deepen current problems. While giants like OpenAI, Google, and Meta spend hundreds of billions trying to claim territory on the ground, Musk is redirecting his fleet toward the stars. For him, the only logical way to win this race and move humanity to the next level is to leave the planet behind. What if the solution is truly right above our heads, among the stars? This is where Elon Musk's wild plan truly begins. While it hasn't been submitted as a formal regulatory filing yet, the vision pieced together from Musk's statements is clear: launching nearly 1 million satellites into orbit. But these aren't your typical internet satellites. Each one is designed to be a solar-powered, orbital data center. How could this work in theory? Space offers radical solutions to Earth's 3 core problems: space, energy, and cooling. First, the space issue vanishes. Earth's orbit offers nearly infinite room to house hundreds of thousands of satellites. Second, and most importantly, is energy. Satellites in orbit have almost uninterrupted access to the sun. This means massive computing power fueled by a clean, virtually limitless resource, without putting any strain on Earth's power grids. Third is cooling. On Earth, data centers require expensive and gargantuan systems to cool processes. Space is a natural freezer. However, it's not that simple. Low Earth orbit, LEO, can actually be quite hot due to radiation from the sun and reflection from Earth, making thermal management a serious engineering challenge. Still, in principle, space offers a much more efficient cooling potential than Earth. The key to building this massive network is in SpaceX's hands: Starship. As the world's most powerful rocket, Starship is designed to carry hundreds of tons into orbit in a single go. With successful test flights, Starship seems to be the only vehicle capable of building this satellite network rapidly and at a reasonable cost. Starship's potential to drastically lower the cost per launch turns this plan from science fiction into an economic possibility. Combined with Starlink's existing laser-based communication infrastructure, these orbital data centers will have ultra-fast connectivity with each other and Earth. Is the plan to launch 1 million satellites just about more efficient data centers? Of course not. This is a critical piece of Elon Musk's much larger puzzle. This project merges his two greatest dreams: achieving artificial general intelligence, AGI, and making humanity a multi-planetary species. The clearest sign of this vision is the deep bond between SpaceX and Musk's AI company, xAI. Recent reports indicate that SpaceX has effectively absorbed xAI. This is no longer just an integration plan, but a full merger. This move combines SpaceX's rocket and satellite infrastructure with XAI's artificial intelligence goals. This massive computing power in space will provide the nearly infinite processing power needed to train XAI's models like Grok and the AGI of the future. Musk believes that developing an AGI that surpasses human intelligence is both the greatest existential risk and the greatest opportunity. To manage this risk, he needs an infrastructure where he controls the development of AGI. A private network of data centers in space gives him exactly that. The second major goal is Mars. Musk's ultimate aim has always been to establish a self-sustaining colony on the Red Planet. But there is a massive difference between sending a few humans to Mars and building a civilization there. A self-sustaining colony requires advanced automation, robotics, and most importantly, a powerful AI capable of making split-second decisions. Since the signal delay between Earth and Mars takes minutes, Mars operations must have a local brain. This is where the space data centers come back into play. This satellite network won't just feed AI on Earth, it could serve as a neural network for future Mars and Moon operations. This project is seen as the first step toward ending humanity's reliance on a single planet and becoming a Type II civilization on the Kardashev scale, a civilization capable of harnessing the total energy of its own star. This isn't just a tech project, it's an attempt to build the next step in human evolution. As brilliant as Musk's plan may seem, it is fraught with serious risks and valid criticisms. The obstacles ahead are at least as big as the vision itself. The biggest concern is space debris. There are currently over 10,000 active satellites in orbit, but including junk and debris, the number of tracked objects exceeds 36,000. Adding hundreds of thousands of new satellites could turn orbit into a minefield. A single major collision could trigger the Kessler syndrome, a chain reaction of collisions that could render orbit unusable for decades. Technical challenges are also immense. Space is a brutal environment for hardware. Cosmic radiation damages standard electronics and shortens their lifespan. Shielding these satellites against radiation will drive up weight and cost. Perhaps the biggest issue is maintenance. While it's easy to swap a server on Earth, repairing a malfunctioning part on a satellite in orbit is nearly impossible with today's technology. Economic viability is another massive question mark. Even if Starship lowers costs, the price of manufacturing, launching, and operating hundreds of thousands of advanced satellites will be astronomical. This is why many tech leaders and analysts view the plan with skepticism. Critics argue that launch costs and technical hurdles make this project unrealistic, at least within this decade. Some analysts even suggest that SpaceX's 1 million satellites target might be a high-ball negotiation tactic for dealing with regulators. Despite these massive challenges and valid criticisms, one must admit, if anyone can pull off such a wild plan, it's Elon Musk. SpaceX already possesses world-class experience in managing the Starlink network. While competitors may develop similar ideas, none have SpaceX's scale or the vertical integration to build everything from the rocket to the satellite in-house. The fact that SpaceX has already begun hiring engineers for this project shows that this is more than just a dream. Ultimately, Elon Musk's plan for AI data centers in space has the potential to fundamentally change the world as we know it. Will this open a new era in humanity's technological leap, or will it turn our orbit into a dangerous heap of debris? Is it a genius's masterpiece or a billionaire's dangerous game of unchecked ambition? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, the future is approaching much faster than we think, and one of its chief architects already has his eyes fixed firmly on the stars. What do you think? Is Elon Musk's plan the next giant leap for humanity, or a recipe for disaster? Share your thoughts with us in the comments. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the daring projects shaping our future, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss an analysis.